And we have them starting on the start screen with the wood sword right at the start screen, along with extra candles. So that's a wonderful thing. They'll be able to pick up the blue candle either from a shop or from a take any one you choose. So that's a wonderful thing for our runners to see right off the bat.
We have Seawolf heading up towards the northeast, while Rick is heading towards the Dead Woods. We do see a shop where there is normally a shop, so we'll have to keep tuned to see if this is a shuffled overworld or not.
On Seawolf's side, we saw a blue Octorok dropping bombs, so the bomb groups may not be shuffled yet. We don't know for certain.
But there we do have confirmation that we do have a shuffled overworld, as Rick finds what I call a gift shop and takes the free candle to explore Deadwoods. And Seawolf found a money-making game, so he'll continue just exploring.
The blue Lionels over on Rick's side are going down in one hit. It does look like we have a 0 HP PC.
Yes, we do have 0 HP, and we also seem to have a mixed overworld or maybe even possibly second quest. Nope, it is mixed with Rick going to where level 3 is, because Seawolf bombed north of 1 and there was no cave there. So we do have a mixed overworld.
And we have Master Sword at that vanilla, or Magic Sword, at that vanilla level 3 location.
Nice and close to start, so if they get within the heart range of that, we may see them go back and double check, just because it is so close to start.
Yeah, and it's, Rick especially, I'm not sure how proficient Seawolf is with his screen scrolls, but I know Rick is pretty good with his screen scrolls, so that it's certainly within the realm of possibility for him, certainly. We have the amounts of the secrets shuffled. We have a 16 small secret, and we have a 26 medium secret, so a little bit above average small secret, a little below average medium secret.
We should start seeing some of these Armoses checked for the free item on the overworld. It can be one of any 5 Armos locations.
The Lost Hills Armos is a cave that contains just a gambling game.
We have Rick. Yeah, we have Rick attempting his Lost Wood screen scroll to head up towards the grave.
It's going to be interesting to see which, if either of these gravestones actually gets pushed. A lot of times in the mix overworld, neither one will be a push block.
So we do not have a pushable grave at either location. Now, keep in mind there is that third grave spot, but they do require the recorder to check that area. Recorder and power bracelet will be at a more of a premium this time around, just because of checking all those extra locations.
A little bit of quick math is telling me that the door repair charge is actually 16 rupees in this seed, so it's actually really kind of nice as far as door repair charges go.
Absolutely. And we also do have relatively cheap bombs, only 5 rupees for a pack of 4, which is going to really help the runners if they run short. As long as they can find a purchase shop nearby, they won't have any bomb issues.
Now, speaking of stores, we saw a 176 rupee magic shield. I believe that is the price of the most expensive shield. So I don't think we have Boomstick.
I don't believe so, but we do have a bow on Rick's side. That is the free Armos item located at the normal free Armos location. So Rick with the early bow.
And we have a level over on Seawolf's side, up in the northeast, one south of the very northeast corner, and it is, of course, Wizrobes.
Now, we still aren't certain quite yet if there's going to be shapes or whether it is the normal level layout. Where he started, if it is not shapes, it could possibly be level 5 with the layout so far, but we will have to wait a little bit longer to tell that.
And we have a level over on Rick's side. I didn't catch where that one was.
the transition screen up in the very northwest.
Oh, and we have a Triforce in the Triforce room. On both sides.
So if we're lucky, Rick will check his Triforce. We'll know what level that is, which he does, and that was level 8.
That was level 8, so it's possible that the dungeon palettes are not swapped, because I believe this is the vanilla Dungeon 8 palette.
It is. So and if that's the case, we could have level 4 or 4 or 6 on Seawolf's side, and he should be able to tell us that in a few minutes.
And
it would be level
6. So based on the few rooms we saw, I think we are dealing with randomized shapes, maybe?
Yes, we do have shapes. Level 6 does not ever go that far right on the mini-map, so we do have definite shapes here. Rick wisely went back into level 8. He has 2 items to find in there, and Seawolf does check level 6 as well. Now the problem is our runners are in quite possibly the 2 biggest dungeons in shapes. Level 6 actually tends to be on the larger side, sometimes larger than shapes.
Yeah, there are actually a number of races where level 6 is actually the biggest. Oh, 0 HP bosses.
Absolutely. Seawolf getting bopped back into the staircase, but luckily defeated Gleok right before that happened. And yeah, so the runners shouldn't have too much difficulty with the enemies. Just more exploration now.
Right, this is going to be an easy combat seed given 0 HP bosses and HP enemies. Now it's just exploration. So what are we looking at now? We're looking at bombs could possibly be an issue. It's looking like ladders an issue on both sides, and keys may become an issue on both sides. So we shall see what happens. Looks like Seawolf determined he was ladder blocked out of level 6 and is now going to start doing some more exploration. Rick fighting this room in order to just get the heck out of here due to that shutter.
Yeah, he may check for a bombable wall, but it looks like he may be ladder blocked. Oh, he does have another way to go in level 8, so we'll see if that pays dividends for him.
And also note that Zol dropped a bomb. Oh, but then again, he might have had a 10 count. Okay. Nope, spiral staircase, so we're kind of thinking this might be our first item? Or was this the first staircase he found earlier?
No, I believe this is going to be an item, so we'll just wait for him to get back around to check what it is, and we have another level on Seawolf's side. It is northeast of where level 8 normally is. And because of the color palette, we're going to assume that this is level 2.
Mm-hmm, absolutely, that was my assumption. And we have a power bracelet find over on Rick's side. Oh, it looks like we have a segmented level 2. The bow was the Armos item up in Death Mountain. Boy, if I'm the runners at this point, just seeing how many rivers are in this seed so far, it's making me a little nervous that this ladder, you need to get this ladder sooner rather than later.
Absolutely. Both runners have to be hoping that that's the next item they come across, just because of how many they've seen so far.
And just as Seawolf is kind of going through this level 2 looks rather kind of large for its level. I'm wondering if we're going to deal with the levels that are a little larger than the normal. I didn't even intend to make that pun, 7-8. But I'll go with it. So, Seawolf is busy and we have a wooden boomerang find.
Actually, not a horrible find early on with 0 HP enemies. That is going to be something that he can use to his advantage. Just trying to clear out enemies as quick as possible. It is a ranged attack, which he does not have right now. So we'll see if that works out for him. And he is using it right away.
Absolutely. Oh, and we have an ink blot on Seawolf's side for level 2. So, ladies and gentlemen, name that ink blot.
It's a jumping turtle.
Kind of looks like the tank thing in Mega Man X, I think.
Yeah, that works too. And we do have the Triforce get on Zeewolf's side, so he is up to 2 Triforce now. And with that, we can probably confirm that Triforce are in their original rooms.
And we have a level find up on Death Mountain on Rick's side. Given the palette, this looks like level 4.
This is most likely going to be level 4.
So, I haven't been paying that close of attention, but do we have shuffled enemies or don't we? Because we have Wizrobes in 4, we saw Gorillas in 2, we saw Darknuts in 8, what was in 6?
That was another Darknut set, so I'm sorry, another Wizrobe set, so we might not have shuffled enemies.
I'm thinking given what we've seen, I'm thinking we don't have shuffled enemies. So at least we'll be able to have an idea of what level we're in, even though it's not numbered, because of their palettes and their enemies. Perfect.
We have Rick bombing down along the coast, and he has enough to buy a candle, so he will be able to purchase one. Does not have to take one out of a gift shop. As Rick continues through level 4, he is kind of struggling with bombs right now, but I have being the size it is compared to other levels, he may search for an item here, especially since he elected not to in level 6.
Absolutely. And given that I think he's seen very limited Wizrobes so far in this level 4, this makes you want to search it just a little bit longer until you run into one of those rooms that you just can't fight through. Even though you have 0 HP, so you should be able to fight through most rooms.
7-8, no, it is not full second quest. It is indeed a mixed quest because we have seen where level 3 normally is, and it is the level 3 trade. It's not a cave like it would be on second quest.
And we have a large secret pickup over on Seawolf's side. It is 95 rupees. So a little worse than average, but I'd say in general, rupees aren't going to be a problem in this seed.
No, and the runners probably aren't as concerned about the rupee counts just because they're probably not overly ambitious about getting the blue ring right now with enemy HP being 0.
Oh, and we have a nice little laser gun on level 4.
Quite interesting that a lot of these levels early on are very linear. There's not a lot of blocking. It's all just one straight path.
I have noticed that as well, that just the linearity of these dungeons so far. So this, depending on where the items are, this could be a bit of a lengthy seed if some of these items are tucked away in the corners.
Absolutely. Seawolf is up to 5 hearts now, so he does have quite a good chance of getting the white sword item whenever he finds that, with the 50-50 possibility of sword hearts being shuffled, and then would be at a 66% chance of getting it anyway. So yeah, he has a relatively good chance of getting the white sword item should he find it.
And I'm sure right now, Seawolf and even Rick are very much, I don't know if hoping is the right word, but they're probably looking for something like a magic key or the ladder as the white sword item, because the white sword isn't going to be that overly helpful in this seed, given the 0 HP enemies, the 0 HP bosses. The only thing a white sword or a master sword would be good for in this seed would be for Ganon. And Rick takes a death to a manhandler in what very well could be the item room. And we have another level.
Yeah, this level's at the normal level 5. And it appears that it may definitely be level 5.
Yeah, this nice green, I would think level 5. Oh, Rick taking another death deep in level 4.
Yeah, deaths in this level with the string of 7 rooms across the top like that, they will eat up a large chunk of time. Seawolf already being able to
Go ahead.
pass the Triforce there.
Interesting to note, in that level 5, we just passed a Dig Dogger in a single block room. Might the item in level 5 be Whistle Block?
There is a good possibility. Now, level 5 is slightly bigger than what we've seen Seawolf explore. And actually, no, that was not 5. That was 7.
That was 7.
He elects not to go back in, even though 7 is going to be relatively smaller than normal. He does not go back in for the item at this point in time. He is going to check White Sword Cave.
And Rick with a nice manhandle kill. Looks like the manhandle was in fact guarding the item. And the item in level 4 is... there's the recorder.
So far, even though Seawolf is in the lead in Triforce, Rick has 3 of the key items needed for this seed. He has the Power Bracelet and the Whistle, which can open up access to a lot of different caves, as well as the bow. So he's really only looking for the ladder, silver arrows, and possibly raft at this point.
All right, but even the raft, I mean, the raft is only 2 spots. So I would think at this point, he's very much, ladder, silvers, and he's just going to be hunting those things at this point.
Yeah. You have to assume that, I mean, especially once he finds the ladder, if he comes across an item room, he may just take a peek to see if it's silvers, but he also may start considering the fact that silver and red just might have the natural location of 9, as we've seen a lot in Siege recently.
Yeah. So Seawolf checking around the start screen, and Rick continuing to excavate Death Mountain.
Seawolf will begin burning around start and finds another bonus cave. So he is now guaranteed to access the White Sword item, whatever it is, wherever it is.
And it looks like he got a bomb off that red Gorilla. So it looks like drop groups are in fact shuffled. Unless, of course, I'm blind.
And we have another level find on Seawolf's side. This is just southwest of 4, and this is level 1 and immediately a ladder block.
And we have level 9 up in Death Mountain.
Good knowledge for Rick to know exactly where that is. And it is not too far from level 8, so a whistle to 8 might be in order. And yet another level for Seawolf, and this is level 5.
This is definitely level 5. Levels are coming fast and furious at this point.
Yeah, the only level we have yet to see on either side of the stream is level 3.
Another Dig Dogger block.
Now we'll early on, when you see a staircase, it's most likely going to be just a passage to another part of the level, but it could very well be the item. But it is this passage in this case. What that tells me is there's a very good chance 5 will be segmented.
Interesting pickup here. We got Rick with the wooden arrows, so he is now Goma insured.
Absolutely. He had the money to pick him up, and a block like that is the last thing you would want. So definitely a good pickup on his part, especially if he doesn't feel like he's going to need blue ring or anything like that.
Absolutely. Rick gonna go check out Spectacle Rock here, which gives him nothing, and then the cave next to Spectacle Rock, and that will be the clear of death. Oh, and there's level 3.
Wow, so very quickly we find all the levels in this seed, so it's a matter of how quickly will the runners find all the levels.
And it's very interesting to note that Death Mountain is extraordinarily rich. I think there are 4 levels up in Death Mountain, plus the bow at the Armo spot.
Absolutely, and that could pay big dividends for Rick for checking this area out early. He's had access to fairly good items and discovered quite a few levels as well. So we'll see whether he makes his way over towards Eastern Hyrule before Seawolf checks Death Mountain.
But then the question kind of becomes is how much does getting all those items actually slow him down? Because now he's going to be inclined to check all the whistle spots. He's going to be inclined to check the power bracelet spots. And we know that there are no levels at any of those spots.
Absolutely. Seawolf taking a rough death over on his side, so he'll continue on in level 7. Rick possibly finding the item, which he does, and it is the raft, which we know now is not needed.
You know, I'm starting to wonder if that ladder was under that dig dogger in level 7.
Well, we already see Rick with almost all the necessary tools on his side. Has the raft, power bracelet, recorder, and bow. Only needs the ladder and the silvers. But yeah, now it is to the point, as you put, Z-Man, where he could very well spend a lot of time checking all these unnecessary spots because he has all those extra required items.
Oh, and it's looking like Seawolf is ladder blocked out of level 5. We're going to get another map pickup. It's a... Oh my god, it looks like an electric
It's
chair.
a centaur.
Yes, it's a cactus jam. Oh, see, we'll finding another staircase. Is this a way to maybe get around the ladder block? Uh-oh.
Rick opting not to pick up the key there. Probably will pick it up in passing on his way back through.
I'm thinking he was just checking out the room next to it, just to see what was there. And there's the Triforce. So now I think we're going to get to a point where I think we're going to finally slow down a little bit, because I think now they're just going to be kind of hitting the overworld. All right, we're using the whistle, and it turns out we are whistling to old dungeons.
This could do well for Rick, or see which whistles he takes and where it leads him. Now, he did take the whistle right to 4, so he should find 1 and 5 if he burns close to here.
Right, but unfortunately, he's going to find both of them letter blocked.
Yes, he will. Also, I believe we are dealing with vanilla hints. So Rick opted not to buy them at level 4, wisely so. We do have vanilla hints, so there's no point in buying them.
And Rick, on the screen with level 1, whistles away.
Bartman, in Mixed Overworld, it will follow the first quest Overworld, so you'll see 3 mixed secrets. Or 3 large secrets, I should say.
And it looks like Seawolf is about to pick up the bow.
So we do have bow get for Seawolf, and Rick is going to go ahead and check out the coast.
Which I think Seawolf did, but I don't think anybody caught it.
Well, we see it is just the scrap metal, so I don't see either runner going back for that one once they find ladder, given that we're relatively far into the race from the perspective of what the seed is. And Seawolf does discover level 9 as well.
Rick picking up another one of the big secrets. Now, the nice thing about this is that I think it was level 5 where there was a bomb upgrade right along the way to the heart container. Even though the Triforce is ladder block out of 5, the bomb upgrade and the heart container were not. So now I'm guessing he will pick up the bomb upgrade in 5 once he gets there.
Yeah, I would believe so. The other benefit that Rick has is he's going to be finding level 7 with the recorder in tow, so he should be able to take out the big dogger there, and if it is indeed guarding the ladder, that will pay off big for him.
Looks like Seawolf about ready to head into level 3. Interesting that Seawolf doesn't key clip that door. Interesting he used one of his keys there.
He may think he's at such a surplus that it doesn't really matter much at this point. Probably just trying to save as much time as possible. The benefit of Seawolf being up here, as long as he can get some bombs by the time he leaves level 3, is he should find all the levels before he will need to go search the raft spots or anything like that. So even if he does find raft in here, which he will in this room, he shouldn't really have to use it at all because he would know where all the levels are by the time he's done with Death Mountain.
If he can get some bombs, and that's kind of a big if sometimes.
Now, Rick does get some reward with another gift shop where level 3 is normally in second quest.
And I think, is that now all 4 of those we've seen, maybe? Possibly?
I believe so.
Seawolf picking up the map for level 3, and if he goes up one room and bombs up, then he will have his Triforce out of that level. Rick making his way into level 2. So right now, given everything, and given what we know, picking up a quick Triforce out of level 2, probably just for heart refill. I'm guessing he's going to go right back in. This, to me, right now, feels like a seed that's going to come down to who gets that ladder first.
Yeah, the ladder is going to play a big piece of this, and I would say about the only other place where we'll see maybe someone who may be behind because they got ladder late catch up is possibly level 9, especially if Ganon is required and silvers are there, because then they're going to have to be searching through all 14 staircases trying to find those silver arrows.
Also, something else to keep in mind, I don't think we saw the second item out of level 8. I think Rick just got the power bracelet and then ran. I don't think we saw the second item from 8. Now, I don't know if it was because he got ladder blocked, But the second item from 8, I believe, is still out in the wind.
Yes, we don't know 8's item, we don't know 7's item, and I don't believe we know 6's item either.
Nope. But if I remember correctly, there was a pretty early ladder block in 6. So my bet, I'm still thinking that ladder is underneath that dig dogger in level 7.
Yeah, it's either going to be in level 7 or level 8. There was a very quick ladder block in 1 as well, so the ladder most likely isn't in there unless there was a bomb spot that was missed.
Rick hunting level 2 for the item, which we know is going to be the wooden boomerang. Nice little bomb drop there.
Now, Seawolf may not realize that the drop groups are shuffled. He is entering and exiting level 3 now, trying to farm a bomb drop off this blue Lionel.
I haven't seen blue Lionels drop a bomb yet. What have I seen drop a bomb? I've seen the Zols and the Gels drop bombs. I've seen the blue Octorok. I've seen the red Moblin. Here we go. All right. Now, at least now he's farming things in here that actually do drop bombs. Maybe. I don't think I've seen a Darknut bomb yet.
Now he just has to be able to find the bomb though, because until he does, he cannot complete level 3, and he will not be able to explore any more of Death Mountain. But find some in Goma's room, so he will finish up level.
And then following the most logical path, I'm not sure he's got enough bombs to get back to level 8. I think it depends on when he started bombing into Death Mountain.
I believe he's checked level 9 and the screen to the left of level 9, which would actually put him at exactly enough bombs to get to level 8 if he takes that traditional path. Another large secret for Rick, so he is maxed out in rupees now.
Which is great for when he comes across eventually the bomb upgrades, which we know 1 is in 5, and if 1 is in 5, it's probably pretty safe to assume the other's in 7. Oh, there we go. He finally gets another bomb drop. So he will be guaranteed to get into level 8 at this point.
Absolutely, and depending on his bomb count coming out, he should find 4 as well.
Rick picking up that secret, even though he has maximum rupees. Now, at least Rick is now making his way over to vanilla level 1, and we know in the vicinity of vanilla 1, we will find levels 1 and 5.
Yeah, he is checking out the desert area. I'm not sure if he's going to head up towards where 7 is or over towards where 1 and 5 are. We do have Seawolf in level 8 now, and it is going to be interesting because if Seawolf digs in 8 and finds ladder, he is going to have a massive advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. If the second item in 8 is in fact the ladder, he's going to have a huge lead because Rick's going to get back into level 8 if ever. Well, I mean, he'd have to if the ladder was there, but
Seawolf does a quick pickup of the Triforce in level 8 and enters back in to search for the 2 items as he should.
Rick checking out the area around start. And we know, I think, one more to the south will be a gift cave, as you said.
And Rick electing to take the red potion, which is actually not a bad call. At 7 hearts, you're going to be able to clear out most enemies. And taking the red potion essentially gives you 14 hearts as compared to the 1 extra heart that you would get from taking the large heart. So definitely a smart call there, especially since he hasn't seen ladder yet.
Absolutely. And given the fact that he hasn't seen ladder, and given the fact that he is only green tunic, yeah, that absolutely the right call to take the potion there. So I don't think have we seen letter on either side?
No, we have not seen letter yet.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe this is this a power bracelet or is this the transport? I don't remember.
It is the corridor. So Seawolf will be heading off to another side of the dungeon. He is taking a slightly different path because he does have keys entering the dungeon. Rick was kind of light on keys at this point, so he finds himself ladder blocked in that same room as Rick earlier. And Rick finds level 1 and the immediate ladder block.
And note that Seawolf is also out of bombs.
Yes, so Seawolf will have to either farm bombs or find a alternative path through the dungeon.
Rick trying his best to open up a path in level 1, but that ain't working. So now he's going to go up one screen and he's going to find, oh look, hi, level 5.
Rick quickly finds Goma, but no other way to go. So, Seawolf. So it looks like he may be backtracking to possibly find another route, but he may actually be bomb blocked out of level 8.
And he has taken a bunch of buffs in that Darknet room. And Rick picks up the heart container out of level 5. So now Seawolf doing some more bomb farming. You know, you had mentioned that the bombs were really cheap in the seed. Where was that bomb shop?
The bomb shop is actually at level 6, I believe. Now, Seawolf may have just noticed that the bomb came from the red moblin there, which, if that's the case, well, now he definitely knows which enemies to farm for bombs.
I wonder if it just took him a little while to catch on that the enemies were, the bomb crops were shuffled.
Yeah, quite possibly. He may have also just been unsure which enemies it was that dropped the bombs, so he was just trying to kill a bunch of different ones to see. Now, he's bombing a lot of areas, wasting a lot of bombs on that screen. We know that that screen did not have a cave, but he spent a lot of bombs there. But he did find level 4 as well, so Seawolf now knows the location of every single level in the seed.
Right, so he knows that, you know, the raft and the power bracelet are, well, rather useless in this seed, but there's a pretty good, in my opinion, there's a pretty good chance that that whistle is going to be needed.
Absolutely, and hopefully he will go back to level 8. But once again, out of bombs for the 3rd time on Death Mountain, which just is really difficult to play when you're constantly out of bombs, especially in shapes.
Yeah, playing with limited bombs and shapes is just such a slog. Having to farm bombs all the time, that's just so painful. And it looks like we're getting near the Triforce. And I think Seawolf is definitely going to hunt through level 4 to find that recorder that we know is here.
Which he might be happy to find the recorder here because he knows about that single block Dig Dogger room, and that may be sitting in the back of his mind. But he also may choose to venture back into 8 depending on his bomb count, just to try to search what is there.
And Rick stumbling across the bomb ladder block in level 5. So the only level now Rick needs to find is level 7.
For sure. We'll just have to see how long it takes him to get up in that direction. He hasn't searched pretty much any of the northeast yet, so I have to imagine he will head out that way relatively soon, and then scroll over to 5 to find level 7.
Yep. Coper, I don't know when you started watching the seed, but I have this pretty good hunch that the ladder is Dig Dogger blocked in level 7, I think. Maybe. Although, good point, we haven't seen the white sword item yet.
No, and wouldn't that be interesting if white sword item was in one of these recorder spots?
I'm trying to think where they haven't recorded, and the only thing I can think of off the top of my head is the grave.
They haven't recorded the grave. They haven't recorded the screen south of where the world wrap happens, and they also haven't recorded down in the very southwest.
Oh, okay.
We do have the level 4 Triforce get for Seawolf, so that puts him at 6 now. He needs 1 and 5.
Which, of course, need the ladder. So it looks like Seawolf's going to be doing some backtracking.
Yeah, he's still looking for the White Sword Cave, thinking possibly it could be in there. He did just use his final bomb, purchases a secret, and realizes, hey, that's not going to help me. So he will probably try to... Oh, he is actually whistling, so he will not research through level 8. He is instead, it appears, going to go back towards 7.
Rick, I forgot, Rick had not found level 6, so Rick is now digging out level 6 a little bit. Now, if I remember correctly, you could get to Triforce, but then you got ladder blocked, I believe, out of the rest of 6 at some point.
I believe that is the block that Seawolf encountered in 6. Though the way the seed has been going for Seawolf, it could have been bombs too.
Could have been. Yeah, because he's been having real bomb issues in this seed.
The lovely Landmola on the island of the river room there, so it's nice to be able to walk through a room like that without having to really deal with them. And possibly not, we might have the item on Rick's side.
I was going to say, I don't recall Seawolf checking this room.
And instead it's just a passage. And White Sword item was found by Seawolf, and it is the White Sword. So that was at vanilla level 7. So we do not have a White Sword shuffle on this seed.
So basically, the ladder has to be either in 6 or 7, I think, because I believe we were ladder blocked out of 8. I don't know. I'm still betting on that Dig Dogger in level 7, but we'll see.
Absolutely, and we'll see if Seawolf makes his way back up there anytime soon to check that. Now, he won't be able to whistle up to 5 because, well, he doesn't have 5's Triforce yet. But, yeah, we'll definitely see if he makes his way back to level 7 to check that area. And it appears that may be where he's going.
Meanwhile, Rick's still hunting around for the item in level 6, which may not be blocked by a ladder after all. Or maybe it is. And he gets zapped by that manhandler. Oh, and Seawolf going back into 6. So we have a high 5 situation.
Awesome. At least they have a separate sprite so we can tell the difference between them.
Exactly. So right now, the big distinct advantage Rick has in this dungeon is the fact that he has the map.
Absolutely. And the way this dungeon is laid out, it definitely is not friendly to bombs. And we well documented Seawolf's issues with bombs so far, so that could potentially be quite interesting.
Rick has bomb issues too right now. He's only got 1. Rick taking care of some Moldorms, Landmolas, the easy way with the arrows. And he's going to try to bomb the room to the south, and he cannot. Also noticed that, after being mainly good on keys for most of the seed, Seawolf is starting to get perilously low on keys.
Yeah, he is down to a single key now. Does find potentially the item room in 6, though. We'll see.
Shutter door.
If it is. Oh, yes, shutter door. My mistake. And a ladder block.
He finds the troll handle room, which may actually block the item. Excuse me. Has Rick taken the Triforce out of this dungeon yet?
Yes, he does have the Triforce from 6.
Okay.
He did get the map, so he's probably trying just to search the final places, but may realize that he does not have anywhere else to go. So we may see him finally make his way to 7. And bomb drop for Seawolf, so he does get lucky with some bombs, and he is going to go back into level 6.
Meanwhile, Rick picking up the Triforce out of 6, and my guess is that he's gonna just run and go somewhere else.
Yeah, with as much time as he spent in there, he knows he still has to find level 7, so he's probably just gonna go back on a search and come back later if needed. Now, even though we,
go ahead.
Yeah, even though we do have quite a few items up in the air, and also Rick does still need to find 1 and 5 as well. Or no, he did find them. He just, I forget. Did Rick find them?
Yes. Rick has found 1 and 5.
Okay.
It's just he needs to find level 7 now. And he's going back into level 6 with bombs.
Yeah, so same thing as Seawolf. So we'll see more high-fiving around here. And while they're doing this, we're going to recap what items we do know right now. Level 1 we have not seen any of because of a ladder block. Level 2 had the boomerang. Level 3 had the raft. Level 4 had the recorder. Level 5 had the heart piece. Level 6 and 7, we do not know the items. Level 8, we know 1 was a power bracelet. We know the coast item was the magic boomerang. We know the armless item was the bow, and the white sword item was the white sword. So we have 7 items still up in the air. They are the book, the wand, the any key, the red candle, the red ring, the silvers, and the ever important ladder.
I believe Rick stumbling into a new area that we haven't seen on either side, but of course it's nothing.
And Seawolf is gonna very quickly see the same thing that Rick just saw.
High five!
Yes, we get a high five, and we have Rick possibly exploring a little bit more if possible, and Seawolf going into the dead end with the pointless compass.
So I think, if I'm remembering this right, the only room I think that they can go into possibly is the very upper right of the map, I think. Because the lower...
Yeah, it looks like Rick is heading in that direction right now.
Yeah, I think this is the only way he can go. Oh, and we do have a bomb opening there. This is certainly new. Not there. So it's got... Go ahead.
I was checking to see if he needed to go through that shutter door, but up is his only option, and has to clear out this room to get through the next shutter door. So,
Jeez.
wow, this level 6 definitely interesting on its path to the item, but it does indeed look like we have the item in this room. So, gets a nice clock there and some bombs to boot. And we should see the item any second.
Let's see what we have. The book.
It is the book. So level 7 looks like it is going to have the ladder.
the game basically extending both middle fingers to both of our runners with that one.
And I can only imagine Rick's, come on.
or why. That is just such an epic troll right there. That is just terrible.
Now Rick will find level 7 soon, given that he does scroll over to level 5, which I believe is going to be his next play. Seawolf heading to 5 as well, so he gave up on 6, luckily so, to go back to level 7.
It looks like we're gonna stumble into level 7 here on Rick's side. Which actually now is gonna make this a race. Because if I remember correctly, where I think the ladder is behind the Dig Dogger was, I believe, 1 or 2 rooms away from the Triforce.
Absolutely. So Seawolf is just a few rooms ahead of Rick, because once Rick picks up the Triforce in 7, they're both going to have 1 and 5 left to explore. And the only thing that Rick is going to have an advantage of over Seawolf is the fact that he knows one of the items in 8.
Right.
But once again, we documented early on, before the race started, that Seawolf has had the tendency to gamble a little bit. So he may gamble on silvers in 9 or not required. The other key component between the two racers right now is the keys. Rick with a plethora and Seawolf with 1.
Yeah, that could very well come back to haunt things once we get into level 9. Rick, the ladder was right there.
And we do have the ladder get on Rick's side, so Seawolf has to find the ladder quickly in 7 to be able to.
Wow, I thought it was behind that Dig Dogger. And now Rick, with the compass find, he's probably going to take these transport stairs.
Now, Seawolf is pretty close early on. He just has to take this room to the right after this one right here, and he should be able to find it. So instead of taking the stairs, he just needs to go right, and he should be able to find a ladder, and he will be out of level 7. So we may be having both. We have both runners leaving level 7
at the
within
same
about
time. Ladies and gentlemen,
5 seconds
we have
of each
a
other.
race. This is gonna be fun because now basically both of our racers are on even footing. How quickly do they get through level 1? How quickly do they get through level 5?
And both whistled to level 7, oddly enough.
Well, they can't because they can't whistle to level 1 because they don't have the level 1 Triforce.
No, but I figured they would whistle to level 4 like Seawolf just did, because that is a little bit closer. But by the time Seawolf gets off the raft, Rick will have caught up to him anyway.
Jeez. Oh my goodness. This is close. All right, here we go. We're basically, what, 30 seconds behind? 30 seconds, maybe less?
Yeah, I mean, we're in the same room as we speak. Rick heads right, Seawolf heads up. Let's see who selects the correct way. We see the any key on Rick's side, so if Seawolf happens to go over that way, he will find the any key and be in a lot better shape key-wise.
Oh, it looks like the left-hand side of level 1 was the dud side. Maybe.
Seawolf is clearing out these rooms, either looking for a key or just happen to look for the floor item as well.
The floor item in level 1
possibility.
We have found it is the red candle.
Okay, so Seawolf gets a heart piece instead, and Rick picks up the Triforce out of level 1. So he's going to go 1 north and search level 5. Now, at this point, Rick knows that the book is in 6. Rick knows one of the items in 8. He has to be thinking Silver Arrows and Red Ring are in 9.
Absolutely. I would be shocked if he goes back into level 8 to look for the second item. He's going to go to level 9. And and we have the map in level 1, nice and small, like we're used to. So it's going to come down to 9. Who finds Zelda first if Ganon isn't required, or who finds Silvers first? That's what it's going to come down to.
Now, Seawolf is burning up a lot of his keys. Luckily for him, it will pay off with, more the any key. So, wow! And look at this 5.
Oh, jeez. There's a twisted cactus for you.
Now, Seawolf does pick up level 1 Triforce. Because he's invested so much time in trying to look for that item in the staircase, he will go back in just to search these last few rooms. He will find the any key. Rick does get the Triforce out of 5, so we will see him go to level 7, to level 9 first. Seawolf should not be far behind him, though.
Now, I would think, given how Seawolf has the compass to level 5, he's going to go right there. I would think Rick has maybe a 2 or 3 minute lead at this point.
Absolutely. Now, unfortunately, Rick cannot whistle up to level 8 in Death Mountain because we do go to the old whistle areas. So level 1 is the quickest place for him, and he is laying meat all over the place.
He's leaving his meat all over Hyrule. All right, so into level 9 goes AdirondackRick. Probably, like I said, 2 or 3 minutes ahead of Seawolf at this point.
Now, early on, does find a Patra and a reverse Searum and a bunch of blue Wiz Robes. Elects to fight the blue Wiz Robes to see maybe a compass is in here, and it is not, just a key. So we'll see if he tries to clear out the Patra to look if silvers are in there. And he does not.
Interesting. Given all the 0 HP, I'm a little surprised. Oh no! Seawolf with an untimely death in level 5.
We do see the confirmed wizards in 9 as well. Rick clears out the room, and the shutter door opens, so that is not Zelda.
So what we're looking for is a room with one shutter door that does not open when all the enemies are killed. That means that Ganon will be required, and Zelda is behind that door.
And Rick is taking the strategy of moving from one staircase to the other to try to clear out as many staircase rooms as possible.
Oh, and he gets a Patra hug.
But does take a death.
So if we're right, the wand was the other item in level 8.
It should be, yes. It appears that we do have another red ring silver arrow in 9, but you know, there is that slight possibility that we are wrong as well. We do have the Triforce Git on Seawolf's side, so we should see him head towards level 9 as well.
Absolutely. So the resources are pretty much the same on both sides at this point. Rick does have a little bit of level 9 clear. Oh, and we have, oh my goodness. Oh, man. This map is just ugly.
Yeah, there's a lot of open voided spaces where most likely staircases are, but that means that there's going to be a lot of control walls as they progress, and it is going to cause a lot of hindrance in their movement throughout 9.
Absolutely. Oh, and we have a Ganon find without the silver arrow. So right now, Rick is going to try to bomb out of, well, Zelda's room and hope that he can get past Zelda / Ganon. And he finds a staircase. Wouldn't this be something if these were the silver arrows?
Well, this is actually the staircase he came out of on the other side, the first staircase he went through. That was Patrick he died to right there.
Okay.
So he probably heard Ganon earlier on in there.
If he could hear over the Patra.
And just, yeah, that is true.
We have another shutter door. Will this open? I'm assuming Rick's going to clear this.
Seawolf coming out on the same side as Rick did earlier and takes out the Patra.
Silvers. We have silvers on Rick's side.
So Rick, with the silver arrows, he will more than definitely go back and kill Zelda right now, because that will at least ensure him, if he comes across the shutter door, it should open directly. And Seawolf should find the silvers very shortly after.
We have another high five. This is ridiculous. No, go
Seawolf takes the wrong way.
Go right, no! Oh, my heart hurts right now. Oh, no, he's going further away. Okay, no, okay.
But he is continuing to go the opposite way. Finds Fred telling everyone that, or telling him that everyone's counting on him. But he is going to continue to search in all the wrong staircases, because he did not go right earlier.
But given how many nooks and crannies there are in this dungeon, it could take forever to find, well, Ganon on Rick's side, Zelda on Seawolf's side.
And Seawolf is taking another passage. May lead him, yes, it leads him quite far away. So we'll see if it may work out where he finds Zelda. Now, Ganon is not in his normal room, but we have not seen Zelda's room anywhere, so there's still a possibility she could be in her room.
Oh, does Rick have it? Does Rick have it? Rick has it! The clutch stun lock on Zelda he was in the 1 Hyrule Driver range, and he got the clutch stun lock.
Seawolf is just tanking his way and trying to get through as much of 9 as possible, looking for possibly where the silvers are. And really his big hope right now is that he comes across Zelda and Ganon is not required.
That pretty much is his hope right now. That's really the only chance he has right at the second. There you go. Nice. Now, he's in that little hook up in the northeastern corner, or northwestern corner, so he's not going to find any bomb walls there. Copper Ladder was in level 7. Not behind the Dig Dogger, as I thought. So now we are on the hunt. We are on the hunt for Ganon on Rick's side.
So Rick still does also have the other advantage of having the map, so he will have a little more guidance on where to bomb and where not to bomb.
I'm just waiting at this point for one of them just to stumble into Zelda or Ganon.
Yeah, Seawolf was in another room where there were no bombable walls, and he did waste his last 2 bombs on there, so we'll see if that dictates anything for him, because he can no longer bomb. He has to follow the doors and staircases now.
So as you mentioned, this could actually be a big blessing for him, because now he just has to go where the dungeon's taking him.
Yeah, he decides to up an A out of that area, and he's actually going to go hunt for bombs. This could cost him. He's leading level 9 right now.
Oh, this is... Well, we know this probably is not a wise decision. He's going back in there. Oh! Oh, wait, hold on.
I think he's just respawning enemies on the outside.
Yep.
And I do not believe I don't remember if Blue Octrox are dropping bombs or not this seed.
They do. The Blue Octrox do, but I think just one screen over, or a couple screens over, are some bomb-dropping moblins.
Well, he got some bombs off of the blue moblin, so...
The red ones are also dropping, I believe, too.
Yeah, yeah. Now, Seawolf taking the right passage after he clears out the Patra, so we'll see where this leads him, if he is able to find anything. Now, we know where the silvers are and where Ganon is, but he may be able to still stumble across Zelda before Rick does find his kidnapped, and he also does find the map, which may help a little bit too.
Absolutely. Now, we know that I think, for him, Ganon is 2 screens to the left.
Yes, Ganon's 2 screens to the left, and he does not know this right now, but he is immediately south of the Silver Arrow Room, but he cannot bomb up there.
Correct.
And Rick still searching in the right.
Oh, he's got it!
And we have a Ganon capture, and Zelda was not required, but Rick does find Gan finishes with an official SRL race time of 1 hour, 9 minutes, and 58 seconds.
Ladies and gentlemen, get out your GGs. Congratulations to AdirondackRick, who moves to 2-1 in the tournament.
So we do have Seawolf still making his way through. Now that he has the map, he should have a little bit easier time on where to go. We'll see if he makes his way back up towards the northeast there, or if he's going to head back down towards where Ganon is located.
Oh, and with that ding, I believe we have an AdirondackRick joining us in chat. Congratulations, Rick.
Thank you.
Crazy race. First, I have to tell you that you and Seawolf were absolutely neck and neck. You both entered level 1 with the same resources still required, which were the Triforces out of 1 and 5. You entered within 2 seconds of each other. So,
wow.
Crazy race all around.
I was getting really, really worried about that run for the ladder, which is why I did more of level 6 than I cared to.
Oh, and we have a compass find on Seawolf's side.
How about that level 9 though?
Oh, that map was ugly.
Well,
Yeah.
that map kind of told me something. It's like she's gotta be in one of these extra little abridged portions of the level. It's like I kind of expected it, but I was waiting for a shutter door to open. Not, oh, there she is.
Yeah, amazingly found the silvers after bombing through, Zelda's room. So
one of the
quite interesting the way the 9 played out.
In fact, in level 9, right after you picked up silvers, you went to the room to the left. I think it was like, we find silvers. But right after you picked up silvers, you went to the Gleeok room to the left. You two actually high-fived in that room.
Wow.
But Seawolf went north instead of going east to the silvers.
Ooh, that's rough. That's really rough. I know Seawolf's a very good competitor, and I knew I was getting really nervous about this search for me, obviously Ganon, but I knew it had to be very, very tight, just the way the seed played out. I knew after coming out that second staircase, I knew where Ganon was because I could hear the glitched audio the first time around that room with the Patra, so I knew exactly where Zelda ended up being. It's just, okay, I can bomb through this way. Let's just make sure I can bomb through the other side. Okay, good. We're continuing the search.
Now, Seawolf is facing Ganon right now, so once he takes him out, he will be on search for Zelda as well. We'll realize that Ganon was not required, but given the seed and how it was, it's not necessarily a bad thing to kill him with once he has the silvers.
And he tries to kill Ganon with the blue potion, which of course doesn't work.
I got really nervous because being on green tunic, that was just a scary, scary fight. And if I got Hyrule Drivered once more until I got that stun lock, I'm like, oh god, I don't want to have to do this all over again.
So, how about that level 6?
Yeah, that's fantastic. You know, that lovely little search. It's a fantastic dungeon if you're not looking for anything, because you just grab that Triforce and get the heck out of there. But I just apparently wanted to do some light reading.
Yeah, we were all kind of speculating as to what exactly was coming out of your mouth when you. And I'm pretty sure it's probably not safe to repeat on this stream, is my guess.
Let's just say that it was apparently the word "oh fudge" and not that particular word. It was a particular word that was uttered, and we're not going to go any further on that about last night.
Seawolf, 1 room south of Zelda, finds the red ring.
Now, Seawolf is probably under the impression that Ganon was required. So he's looking for that shutter door. So he could possibly bomb up there and access Zelda that way, but he does not know that.
No, he's definitely under the impression that that Ganon's required. Just bomb up there, man. See if it's required. Bomb up there. Why don't they listen to me whenever I tell them what to do?
So he is going to take the staircase back the other way, and we'll search from the left side. And probably once he gets up there and sees that key door, he'll be like, "Why didn't I bomb?"
Mm-hmm.
So Rick, you actually headed up to Death Mountain very early and found a lot of key items up there. Did that give you sort of a feeling of, hey, maybe the seed isn't going to be too bad, especially once you found out there's 0 HP and 0 HP bosses?
Yeah, it kind of gave me like, okay, this is nice. This is starting off really nice. Finding the bow underneath the Armo statue, and then finding level 8, finding that there was 4 dungeons up on Death Mountain was very nice considering how I routed it. But then it just became, oh no. And it hit me once I hit level 5 that I'm missing a key item.
Yeah, and that ladder was the big holdup for both of you. Neither of you got it until about 55 minutes. So, I mean, quite a seed for that. And we do have Seawolf capturing Zelda. Official SRL race time of 1 hour, 16 minutes, 49 seconds. So good game to both of them. We'll wait to see if Seawolf joins us as well.
And I think I heard a ding indicating that Seawolf has joined us. Are you there, my friend?
I'm there. I had to find the right room. There's like 5 different chats going on.
Congratulations, sir. Good race.
Thank you. Thank you.
It felt just like that search for Zelda, didn't it?
No, it wasn't the Zelda search so much for me. It was to find the ladder. Like, it was 3 rooms away in 7. I went through all the dungeons again to find it again. And that's sure enough, I went there, walked 3 rooms to the right, and lo and behold, a staircase.
So this race kind of came down to, well, we told Rick this, but once you both picked up ladder, you guys entered level 1 within 2 seconds of each other, needing 1 and 5 yet to finish.
Ah, there you go.
And then later on in level 9, Rick had beaten you into level 9 by 2 or 3 minutes. But he explored some, but then eventually took a staircase with the Patra that was next to Ganon. Went a room up and 2 rooms right and found the silver arrows.
Ah.
You two actually high-fived in the room right to the left of the silver arrows. But you went up instead of going right.
Right.
So that's you took the wrong turn there, unfortunately, and it kind of cost you there.
Yeah, no, I can't remember what it was, like 45 minutes in, I was thinking to myself, like, no, an hour 10 should be done. Like, this feels like an hour 10 or so will be done. And 109.58 ended up being the time. So, like, about an hour 10. I got about 20 minutes left.
Good prediction.
But yeah, no, the seed was definitely all over the place. And was it mixed? Like, I was getting mixed readings.
It was mixed.
It's worse when if it's mixed, like, thoroughly. Like, there's a lot of different spots there. It's not so bad. It was like 2 spots were mixed in. It was like, I was constantly switching between first second on my map tracker, trying to figure out where it was. I kept finding things like, okay, 3 in a row. Okay, looking good. Bomb wall, nothing happens. Like, no, that's first, second. Yeah. So
the one thing you went back into 6 a couple of times looking for the item, and then eventually basically said, "Forget this."
Yeah, why did I need 6 again? What stopped me the third time? The first time I stopped, I think I need a ladder.
I think it was bombs, because you had bomb trouble throughout the seed.
Oh yeah, it was terrible. Like the first minute, I'm like, oh, they got bombs and these guys and the little Zols and the gels, and it's easy. And then I didn't see a bomb for like ever again.
Yeah. The problem with level 6 was that I think if I'm looking at it correctly, the only enemies that dropped bombs in that dungeon were the little gels.
Yeah, exactly. None of the darkness dropped bombs. I don't think in all the dungeons. I don't think. Maybe the Red Gorillas did as well. But
Red Gorillas did. I can confirm that.
Yeah, the gels dropped it, and Gyptos didn't drop anything. Darkness didn't drop anything. I killed Legolas dropped hearts. They didn't drop any bomb stuff.
Yeah,
the only bomb enemies underground were the little gels and the Red Gorillas.
Yeah, I think so, because I didn't see any Wiz Robes drop bombs, neither the Reds or the Blues.
I love the fact that the Vipers are part of the no drop group.
Oh, it's terrible. I was like, 0 HP. You're all mine. No, joke's on me.
That was a heck of a race, gentlemen. Exactly what we pretty much thought it would be. You both performed very well, and it was a really close race all the way up to the end.
Definitely. No,
So you never saw the item in 6?
I swear, I didn't mark it down. I think
It was all the way in the very top. It was the book.
Okay, I didn't see it because I didn't see the book yet. So, but I did
Yeah.
track through most of that dungeon. I did spend a few times going there and go through a few times. Again, bomb luck. Then 3 or 4 dungeons you had to have a ladder, and it just became, I found all the dungeons and I had to find, okay, where's the last one with the ladder in it? Because obviously the rest of these you need to get room 2. No, you're remote blocked. You gotta find a ladder. So.
All right, so I think at this point, we should probably say goodnight and encourage everybody to go over to the Dave's restream, where I believe there's a race between Unos and JSR 2 gamers still going on.
The Dave.
Yes,
Yes,
there
there
is.
is.
Yes, the Dave with 3 E's.
Davey. Okay.
No, the 3 E's on the. So it's
The
There you go.
good race, Seawolf.
Yes, thank you, Rick. It was good run. And like I said, I was like, hour 10, I'll have it done.
Also,
Sure enough.
if you guys would like to use a multi-Twitch, there is still the Battle of the 9 going on over on F. Coughlin's stream with the race from 9 o'clock between Zardia and Rod Raven. They're both currently in 9 as well. So
wow.
quite a race going on over there.
Ooh. So I think your
Things to
curse is
watch.
broken there, Z.
Thankfully. That's 2 in a row. Although we'll see what happens tomorrow night when I call Metric and Saver.
If that takes 2 hours, my friend, there's something wrong with this game.
Might take 10 minutes.
Saver's already in 9 in this race yet. All right, we should definitely let these good viewers get off to watch some of the races that are going on right now. So, gentlemen, congratulations. Rick, we will see you in round 3 next week, fighting for a spot in the knockout bracket, whereas Seawolf, a win with you will get you into the playoff race.
Nice.
So,
No, hope so. My thing is that I can, time-wise, I don't think I make the playoff race, but it'll be good to get there.
yeah, right. So, all right, gentlemen, have yourselves a good rest of the evening, and we will turn control of the channel over to Mr. JamEvil. Gentlemen, have a great night.
Bye-bye.
Take care, everyone.